It's the third year in a row that industrial activity has slipped. In 2013, it stood at 39%, but more company closures, a short supply of liquidity, low aggregate demand, and pressure from imports have led to the downward slide. Deteriorating power supplies have exacerbated the situation and stoked fears that things will get worse before they get better.
It can be reversed, but the situation is too late for 2016 because we don't have an immediate solution for now.
What's the long-term solution?
The long-term solution is international engagement. We now, domestic sources of revenue have been exhausted. We are hoping that the thrust by government to have special economic zones will begin to bear fruit. What is needed now is to engage external investors so that they come in, they bring in the much-needed money.
Zimbabwe hasn't been able to access funds to rehabilitate ailing industries, spawning a vicious cycle where productivity is low, impacting industry's capacity to repay debt, and that's pushed up non-performing loans.
We've observed and we have made a choice of breaking that vicious cycle at the capital formation site. We are now saying let's break the vicious cycle by paying our debts.
A plan to resolve its debt was given the nod earlier this month by international creditors, raising hope that Zimbabwe will be allowed to borrow again soon. And while that fresh international capital could give a new lease of life to local manufacturers, that alone may not be enough to solve the current woes. There are growing calls to change how business is done here.
Instead of buying equipment, why do not lease equipment for your industry? Instead of actually borrowing money on 90 days on LC, why don't we make arrangements with people to warehouse our raw materials so that you only utilize raw materials when you need them, rather than buying 4 months raw materials?
Questions that could spark innovations needed to get industry back on the mend. Farai Mwakutuya, CCTV, Harare, Zimbabwe.